Technology in the School Library with Dr. Melanie Norton. My presentation is on using and working with PowerPoint. I'm going to demonstrate how to create an actual presentation for use in the classroom or school library. This presentation will be complete with pictures and text that will be useful in any educational settings. First, let's look at PowerPoint in general. As you can see, I'm on the home screen of PowerPoint. Here, there are an array of slide designs in the PowerPoint gallery from which I can choose as a template for my presentation. At the top, there are blank, white, and black slides, but I'm looking for something with a little more color. So I'll scroll down until I find Inspiration. I like the color green, so this one it is. So I click twice. And now I can work on a presentation. Before we do that, let's look at the features in PowerPoint. To create a new slide, we go to the far left of the toolbar and click here. You can see the different types of slides from which to choose, whether you're going to include a lot of text, a little text, one or more pictures, or just a plain old presentation title. Currently, I have the title slide on my screen. I like to add more slides to my presentation, so I will pick Picture, another picture slide, and about section header. When you select Layout, you can change the original type of slide to a different type. Say you want to change this title slide to a section header. If you wish, you could also divide your presentation into different sections. Section 1. Let's okay. Look over here. If you want to, you can insert text. You can insert pictures, shapes. You can insert movies or audios. Let's look at themes. As you know, I picked inspiration as the theme that I would like for my PowerPoint presentation. But if I change my mind, I can pick another theme. I can just scroll. That's the white theme. But I want something with color, so this one is called Breeze. As you can see, the slide types stay the same, but the theme is different. Suppose I wanted to change the color. Right now I have Breeze, but maybe I want a color of a different kind of theme. Let's try Expo and see what happens. It went from a light bluish green to a deeper blue. And for fonts, I can change the style of font. Here it says click to add title, click to add text. I believe that is Calibri. That's the style font that is currently on my screen, but I want to change it to something else. I'm going to go with Rockwell. See, it went a little bolder. The letters kind of were more sharpened. That's because I changed the font to a different style. Look at background. The background, I can change the different colors background. This is the current background I have. But if I want to, I can make it completely white. But let's go back to this. Tables. This is where if I want to insert a table, I can just go here and click New Table. These are columns going vertically. That's a column. Horizontally, these are rows. So suppose I wanted to select a certain number of columns and rows. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4 columns and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. And then I would insert it into my PowerPoint presentation somewhere. But I'm not going to use tables, so we're going to skip that. Charts. As you can see, you can add charts to your presentation if you wish. If you're doing statistics or information that requires percentages, you're going to need charts for comparison. They have pie charts, bar charts. They have other kinds of charts. Smart Art. These are diagrams. They show steps in which you take. If you're taking different steps, you can do it a little more colorful way with Smart Art. This resembles kind of like a family genealogy chart. This kind of resembles a circular chart where you keep repeating something. And here's just pictures. When you do have you ever seen a movie and you notice, or a screen in the television, and you notice how sometimes they do different cut shots away? That's what this does. When you select the transition slide, this will demonstrate just the animation when you go from one slide to the next. Speaking of animations, if you would like to have a more whimsical presentation, you can add just little animations to your slide. Slideshow shows just, I'm not too familiar with the slideshow, but I can say to record slideshow. Okay, let's go back to home. Oh wait, here. If you look up here, you can see some different options you can choose. If you click on here, this will save your presentation so you don't lose it as you're working on it. And here, if you want to print out your presentation, you click this little printer icon. Cut, copy, paste, undo, all that. This is reduce or enlarge the display of the presentation, etc. Okay, now I'm going to show you an example of how to create a slide. Let's go back to themes. I'm going to return to inspiration again. Okay, and I'm going to call my presentation The Dewey Decimal System by Marie Petrie. Oh, if I want to delete a slide, I would go, you see this menu over here? If you're on a Mac, you can just go to the menu and click on one slide and delete it. And then you can click on the slide above it and insert new slide. So you have a new slide here. And just like when I had layout, I want to change the appearance of this slide so it's not another section header slide. So I am going to go to Layout, and I'm going to click Title Slide with Picture. Drag picture to placeholder or add click icon to add. You see this little icon? I'm going to click it. I'm going to click on it. And I can see all the pictures I can choose from it. First, I want to add some text. As you can see, the text is too big. I'm going to have to shrink it. So what I do is I highlight the text, and I'm going to make it half the size that it currently is, from 36 to 18. And I'm going to do this with the rest of the text. I don't want this click to add subtitle box, so I'm going to delete it. What I do is I click on the box, and then I click on the line here. And on my keyboard, I hit the backspace or delete button, and it goes. If I want to move this down so I can see it better, I click on the box, and I go right here, and I just move it slowly down so I can see it better. Now for adding pictures, I click on here, and I look for a picture that I want to use. Here, I click Insert, and now I have a picture. The Dewey Decimal System was created by Melville Dewey in 1876, accompanied by a picture. For my third slide, I'm going to type another fact about the Dewey Decimal System. And then I delete this box because I won't be needing it. And I add pictures. Here's one picture. This is part of the New York Public Library, the front of the building. As you can see, the lion statues are the best representations of the New York Public Library, so people know exactly which library this is a picture of. You can even read the New York Public Library right here if you look very closely. This is a statue in front of a library in London that's very well known. It's probably the best representation of that library, even though it's not as well known as the New York Public Library. But for those who are very familiar with libraries, they would recognize this statue and library immediately. This is the most prolific library in Toronto, Canada. Like the London Library, it's a very familiar landmark for people who are very enthusiastic about libraries, including librarians or book enthusiasts. See this? This is section. I'm going to name this section to Introduction. Now I'm on to a new section. What can I title this section? Well, since the Dewey Decimal System has classifications, and there are 10 of them, I'm going to select And I'm going to delete this box because I don't need it. And what can I call this section? There. Now I'm going to add a couple of more slides. And to find the images that I want to represent the classifications of the Dewey Decimal System, I'm going to go open up Google Chrome, and I am going to search for something in the 000 section of Computer Science, Information, and General Works. Let's type computer science into Google. And then go to Images. Lots of colorful images in here. This one looks interesting. It's binary, but it might be a little too large. So let's keep looking. This looks like an interesting image. Let's view it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save it. And I'm going to name it and then I'm going to go back to my presentation. I'm going to open it. And here it is at the top of the screen. I insert it. And here it is. So I want to name this and because the text is big, I'm going to shrink it down half the size again. And then I'm going to click Delete. There. Oh, I made a mistake. This was supposed to go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Arrange, Reorder Objects, or maybe it would be best if I just move this slide down here, like that. Just drag and drop. Now I can create another slide. Why don't we get the text so we don't have to do this? And like I say, same thing. We'll go back to Google Image and we'll type in philosophy and psychology and see what we come up with. I like this image. It's nice. Let's use it. You see what I'm doing? That's how I'm creating my presentation. Because I'm running out of time, I'm not going to be able to complete this presentation, but I'm just giving you a quick head start of what it looks like when I am creating a presentation to use in a classroom setting. Of course, this is a Dewey Decimal System that I'm going to be doing, and you can see how I'm doing it right now. I made the section header with the title, The Dewey Decimal System. I gave a fact about the Dewey Decimal System, a well-known fact. I gave another fact about the Dewey Decimal System, accompanied by pictures that illustrate my point. I made another section header, and I started on that section header by including some information. Of course, I would next go into the 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, etc. as I'm doing that, and then maybe I could add more facts about the Dewey Decimal System, but you'll have to make up your own Dewey Decimal System presentation if you would like. I'm just showing mine as an example. But anyway, I hope you've learned a lot about this presentation, and I'm glad I could present it to you. My name is Marie Petrie, and I'm an LIS 516 student, and it was a very good honor that I could show this to you.